The Manti Te'o saga continues to roll on, but one man questions, is this really that big a deal? Welcome into the Sporting News Studios. I'm Tom Vandervoort. Joining me now on the phone, our columnist David Whitley. And David, I gather as you think about this, you're having difficulty finding a true victim in this whole case.
I really am. I mean, it's wildly entertaining, and I'm as guilty as the next person to sort of, I like wallowing in all this stuff, and there's, it's a mystery. When did he know? What did he know? That whole kind of thing, and you throw in the Notre Dame factor, and everything that happens in Notre Dame gets magnified. But when you get down to it, as you said, where's the victim, and where what makes this such a scandal? I mean, it's getting treated sort of, just from the media coverage. This is like Joe Paterno too, and there are vast differences in that. In fact, there are vast differences in this and virtually every other scandal that I can think of that have come along the last few years. The main one being that no laws were broken. I mean, no competitive advantage was gained by him faking this. The only thing that might come of it is he's going to lose a few spots in the draft, and he'll always be sort of a punchline from now on.
It's funny, there seems to be a sense of outrage about it, whether or not you believe he was in fact the victim or a perpetrator or some combination of both here, that has to do with this image that was painted of him, which was always kind of larger than life, this heroic figure who's such a good guy, down to earth, great teammate, all this kind of thing, plays with all the heart. Maybe that's the kind of casualty of all this, and when haven't we seen that as our heroes fall so many times over the past few years? The public seems to have a need, and maybe it's the media has a need, for these kind of larger-than-life heroes.
We always look at something like that to sell our stories and to make them more interesting. And this was served up on a silver platter. As you said, this guy just seemed a little bit too good to be true. My personal feeling is that he's probably a little naive, and he got caught up in this, and then the lie got too big, and he just started playing along with it, and it's embarrassing. I have a hard time thinking that he was sitting around Honolulu this past summer thinking, how can I get a few Heisman votes? And I know I'll concoct the fake girlfriend. Because you have to know that it's going to come out eventually, and whatever you gain by that, it's going to be 1,000 times worse when the truth comes out. So I don't think this whole thing was concocted. But just the fact that we're here conjecturizing about it shows how fun this is to talk about. It's sort of like when Tiger got busted for and all that happened when he overran the fire hydrant. That was the main topic of conversation around the world. Now this is the main topic of conversation. We want to believe that these guys are larger than life when they're not. We feel somewhat betrayed, but these guys have been betraying us for decades. So I don't think anybody should think, our faith in sports and these institutions have been shattered by Manti Te'o. They should have been shattered a long time ago.
Well, and the other aspect of it is that I think is interesting is that once they turn out not to be larger than life, they turn out to be flawed humans, then they become the reverse of that. They become misleading, bad liars. And maybe the truth is that we're all kind of flawed, and if any one of us were in this type of situation, we could be duped, or we could let the lie grow too big, or who knows what we might do in that situation.
Yeah, true confession. When it comes to online dating, way back on. Well, actually, it was right before Al Gore invented the internet. But you'd have to take out personal ads. I did that when I was single, and you can create this whole false romance. You get one response, you think, oh, this is the girl of my life, da da da, or remember, this is the guy of my life, and then you meet him and go, and we're playing amateur psychology. Te'o, he fell in love with this fake woman image and things just got carried away, and then he just liked the publicity, and he just didn't know how to get out of this lie. I certainly wouldn't compare him to, I don't know if you saw the Oprah interview, Lance Armstrong talking about the big lie. There's a little bit of a difference between that and what Te'o was doing.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Well, listen, it's been great talking to you about it. It may not be the last time, because this story, like you say, regardless of how important it is, certainly very interesting. Thanks for your time, David.
Okay, Tom.